Hello, welcome back to Lady Lovestead Reads. My name is Jessica, and in this video I'm sharing with you some of the goings-on at the Lovestead Cottage Farmhouse Discord in Q1 of 2025. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. It's great to see you. I typically read books that fall into one of two categories. On the one side, we've got the dark and twisted. On the other side, we have light, whimsical, and cozy. Since I do read some dark and twisted books, I recommend that you research your trigger warnings before picking up any of the books that I talk about here today. I don't share triggers on my channel because I think that they're spoilery. But if you have any concerns, I recommend utilizing Storygraph to look up triggers. So I have a Discord that I host. It is called the Lovestead. It is a cottage farmhouse themed Discord where we talk about books, gardening, recipes, where we support each other's goals. It's a cozy, fun time. And we've been getting more and more active lately. And I'm starting to offer various things like read-alongs and trilogy-alongs and things like that. So I wanted to do a video sharing with you what I have planned in the first quarter of 2025 over at the Lovestead. Now you are welcome to join. It's free 99, free, no money required to be a part of this group. And a link to the Discord is always in the description box down below. No pressure though. If you are stretched too thin and don't have time to take on another set of reading challenges, I totally understand. I'm just so thrilled that you're even watching this video and interacting with my little community in any way that you do. The first thing that I have been offering is buddy reads. And what I do with this is I just look at my shelves and I pull a book from my shelf to read that month that looks interesting and that I might want to read and discuss with other people. What I do is I rotate every other month. So on the odd numbered months, I go for the more dark and twisted stories. And on the even numbered months, I go for the more whimsical, lighthearted, and cozy stories. In the month of January, I've already mentioned this in my January TBR, but the buddy read that I pulled is Darkly by Marisha Pessl. This is the dust jacket, the book's downstairs. This is a YA thriller, and it is about this board game designer that hosts an internship, and there's this really dark and twisted mystery going on around this board game that's being played and children going missing and that kind of thing. So this is what we are reading here in January. Now with the Discord channels where we discuss the books, I leave the channel up for an entire year. So even if you can't get to these in the month that we're reading them, if you read them some other month within the year, you can still jump in and share your thoughts and discuss the book in the channel because it will stay up for an entire year. So this will be up until we do next January's buddy read. In February, even numbered month, so we're doing light and cozy, I pulled The Republic of Birds by Jessica Miller. This is a middle grade Slavic wintry fantasy. I'll just read you the dust jacket. It says, in the land of Seretstvo, civil war has divided the human tsardom from the Republic of Birds. Magic is outlawed and young witches are sent to a mysterious boarding school from which no one returns. Olga and her family live a life of dull privilege in the capital until her father displeases the tyrannical Serena. The family is sent off into exile at the Imperial Center for Avian Observation, an isolated shack near the Republic of Birds. Unlike the rest of her family, Olga doesn't particularly mind their strange new life. She never fit into the aristocratic society as well as her perfect younger sister Mira. But what does worry Olga is her blossoming magical abilities. If anyone found out, they'd send her away. But then Mira is kidnapped by the birds, and Olga has no choice but to enter the Forbidden Republic, a dangerous world full of yagas, talking birds, and living dreams. I've heard such good things about this book from other middle grade readers, specifically middle grade readers who love Slavic stories, which I absolutely love Slavic middle grade. I'm really looking forward to reading this. And I'm not going to say that again because I'm really looking forward to reading all of these. In March, the buddy read, again going more towards the dark and twisted and heavy hitting. Since it's an odd numbered month, I pulled Pictures of You by Emma Gray. This is more of like a literary fiction, and I will read you the dust jacket. It says Evie Hudson should be grieving her dead husband, but since the car crash that claimed his life and landed her in the hospital, she can't remember him at all. The only person who can help her piece her past together is her high school best friend, Drew Kennedy. When snippets of her memories start falling into place, Evie wonders exactly how she ended up in a life that couldn't be further from the one she dreamed of. This time around, she's seeing all the things she missed and the life she gets to choose again. It sounds heavy, but like amazing. That's the March read. All right, next on the Discord, I've been offering a Saturday Sprints Day every month. And basically what I do is I start at about noon on a Saturday, and we just do reading sprints all day long on the Discord. It's nice to do sprints on the Discord. It's a little less pressure than it is like doing live sprints on YouTube or anything like that. So our schedule for Saturday sprints: January, I'll be doing Saturday sprints January 18th. February, Saturday sprints will be February 15th. And in March, Saturday sprints will be March 8th. Love to have you join those. You can read what you want, do what you want. It's a fun time just to spend time together. All right. Another thing that I'm offering this year is trilogy read-alongs. I am kicking off the year doing a trilogy read-along alongside my friend Jasper at Coffee and Crack Spines on Instagram. We're hosting a read-along of the Legendborn series. This is the first book. It's just the dust jacket, again, the book's downstairs. This is a YA fantasy dark academic trilogy, and the final book in the trilogy comes out in March. So the way that the trilogy readathons go is we read one book a month, take a month off, and then pick up a different trilogy. And I do have the full year planned out here so that you can plan ahead if you would like. So the first trilogy, as I said, is the Legendborn cycle. I always say Legendborn. Legendborn cycle. And the first book here in January is Legendborn. The second book in February is Bloodmarked. And in March, we'll read the final book, Oathbound. All of these are by Tracy Deonn. We'll take April off and then pick back up in May. And the next trilogy is going to be middle grade, because we often have the readathon middle grade May in May. So it could be something where you read the whole trilogy in May, and it could knock out some of your middle grade reads for the month. But in May, we'll read Frostheart. And Frostheart is again, I really like wintry middle grades, okay? But Frostheart is a wintry middle grade fantasy. And it is about, I'll just read you the back. Far out in the coldest part of the monster-infested snow sea, Ash waits for his missing parents, with only his grumpy Yeti guardian for company. But when an accident reveals that Ash has amazing magical powers, he's whisked aboard the Frostheart in an explorer's sleigh with a daring crew who needs his help. Can they help Ash master his new powers and find his family? This is Gavin at Gavin Reads It All, his favorite middle grade series of all time. I have read the first book. I read this one a couple of years ago and I really enjoyed it, but I never got back to the series, and I want to. I have all of them on my bookshelf. So the first one in May, this will be a reread for me, which will knock out one of my goals for the year, which is to do a reread every month. In June, we'll read Escape from Aurora by Jamie Littler, which is book 2. And book 3 we'll read in July, which is Rise of the World Eater by Jamie Littler. We will take a break in August and then pick back up in September with our final trilogy along for the year. Now this one in September is a joint venture. It is a group effort. I'm partnering with my good friend, Mr. Francy, over at Mr. Francy, and his Discord called the Sparkle Cafe. And so this will be our first ever Sparklestead production. So we're doing a co-trilogy read-along in September, October, and November. We are offering a read-along of The Emergency Dessert Squad Cozy Mystery Trilogy by Laura Bradford. In September, we will read Eclair and Present Danger. In October, we will read The Silence of the Flans. And in November, we will read Dial M for Mousse. And I don't know a whole lot about this series. I go into cozies pretty ignorant. I mostly like to know the setting, like where it's set and what the job is that the main character is doing, because those are kind of the most important things about a cozy. So it doesn't say where this one is set, but the main character is a baker. And I do love cozies that involve bakeries, coffee shops, and that kind of thing. I'm really excited to read it, and I'm excited for the first Lovestead production, partnering with Mr. Francy on that trilogy read-along. Same thing as with the buddy reads. I've got a section on the Discord for these trilogy read-alongs. I will leave them up an entire year. And so if you get to them earlier than we formally start them, or if you get to them later, you can jump in at any time and discuss any of the books that we read. And then lastly, I have been hosting little seasonal 24 and 48 readathons. I did my first one this past fall on Instagram, and it was, for me, a success. I had a couple people participate, which if I have one person participate, it's a success. So a 24 and 48 readathon is basically where you, for 48 hours, you try to read for 24 hours within that 48-hour time span. And so I usually like to do these over the weekend, and I have a little bingo board that is seasonally themed according to whatever season it is. So we do 4 of these a year. So the winter 24 and 48 Lovestead Readathon will be February 21st through 23rd. Here's the little bingo board. Super, super easy prompts. Super easy. So first is a freebie. You read any book, you get that prompt covered. Second is a book with blue on the cover. Now you can do whatever you need to do to get blue on that cover. If you want to put a blue post-it note on a red cover and say it's got blue on the cover, go for it. Third is to do any kind of cozy activity. So for example, putting together a puzzle while you listen to an audiobook, going for a walk, like whatever feels cozy to you. And the fourth is to drink any kind of warm drink. Again, any kind of warm drink, coffee, tea, hot cocoa, whatever floats your boat. So super, super easy prompts for these readathons. Winter readathon is February 21st through 23rd. The spring one will be the first weekend in May. I don't yet have the bingo board ready for that one yet, but I will. I will by the time we do our Q2 announcement. Okay, so that is what's happening so far at the Lovestead Cottage Farmhouse Discord. I would love to have you join and become a member and participate in whatever you want to participate in, even if it's just sharing what you read. It's such a fun community. I love it so, so, so much. It warms my heart. It makes me so happy to pop in every day and see people in there talking and building relationships with people. It's just, like, this is why we do BookTube, okay? Well, it's why I do BookTube. So I would love to see you there. And yeah, so let me know down below if you have any ideas for other things that we could do on the Discord. I'm thinking maybe a watch along at some point. I don't know. Throw your ideas down below. If you just want to leave me an emoji to let me know you're here, leave me the house emoji. And until next time, make sure that you read good books, drink good coffee, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.